nephews. We are live with Uncle Jeff today on Trucking with Uncle Jeff. We are on I-20 in Texas. Happy, joy. We are clicking and rolling. We had a minor 2-hour delay. We had to stop at a shop, get the fuel filter changed out. Got our little red machine back running smooth again. We are on our way up to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We do have a delivery at 8 o'clock in the morning. Right now we are rolling down, enjoying the blue skies and sunshine here in sunny Texas. We're about 35 miles west of Odessa. Just left Pecos. I am running a little bit behind. I know I was going to do an early live, but we kind of run into that little delay with the fuel filter and everything else. So that had to get a few phone calls out of the way, but we finally made it. And me and the wife were going through the page trying to get the YouTube page straightened out because my lives were not showing up to y'all, the public. So hopefully all of y'all be able to go back and watch the lives that we have posted. I got all that situated. Still learning this YouTube page, so it's going to be trial and error as we go. But gratefully we got some of that little stuff straightened out. We got some other things we're going to do too. Trying to expand it, make the page better. Ooh, boy. Saturday in Texas. Woo-hoo. Gotta love it. How you doing, Stan? Good to see you. Welcome to I-20 eastbound and down in Texas. I talked to On Road this morning about my fuel filters being stopped up. Now they supposed to notify me when I need an A service, B service. A service is fuel filters, greasing, yada yada. B service is oil change and a few other extremities. Well, this truck was due for A service back on the 26th of May. Nobody notified us. So this morning, or yesterday, our fuel filter restriction was getting up real high. This morning it went crazy. So we had to stop at Pecos, Texas at the Loves. They had to go ahead and change it so we could finish our load out, which is good. Means I ain't got to go to the terminal to deal with any of that crap. I can keep it moving. But they was also telling me on the phone, asking me if I was loaded. And I said, well, yeah. He said, well, darn. They was going to have me meet this driver who was on the shoulder of the road, WFX company driver. And somehow, and I don't know how this happened, but this company driver for WFX, who we are contracted to, I don't work for them, I just contract to them. Somehow one of his trailer axles broke. The axle broke and he lost 2 wheels on that axle on one side at the same time. Now, here's the kicker. The driver did not realize it. He probably drove, I think they said, like 50 miles with that tire missing on the trailer. And he decided to pull off on the shoulder to go take him a P-brake and noticed that he had wheels missing. And my question is, how could you not know that? when it happened. I've had blowouts shake the whole truck. But the ideology of not knowing that the whole axle broke and your wheels come off going down the road is beyond me. I'm at a loss for words with that driver. Because you definitely ain't paying attention to your truck trailer going down the road. You're not even looking in your mirrors. Because I can look in my mirrors and see the outer edges of my tandems on this trailer. So how could you lose a whole set of wheels and not even know it's gone? I'm at a loss for words on that one. But it's good to see everybody today. Glad y'all could join us on the live today. We're going to try to get within an hour or two of our delivery. Get us a parking spot. We checked out all the truck stops close to where we're going. And both of them are so small, they'll be packed out time we get there. Hello to everybody else. Captain Super Trucker there. He's about to die to do 80 miles an hour. I was holding him up. But we're going to enjoy this Saturday ride. Try to get on up here close. We still about, I'd say probably about 4.5, 5 hours out. How about 5? About another 368 miles. I had to go in and do a lot of changes on the page to make the lives available to public. My shorts was coming up, but the lives weren't. So hopefully that will help it out, because I know a lot of y'all come in. Some of y'all come in new. I do have a bunch of lives posted up. And I am going to work on a playlist to put up there. Me and the wife had a long discussion about. My wife and kids are my tech support for this platform. So I rely on their expertise because they know more about it. Me, I'm just the face of the page. My wife is the brains behind the page. So, we're going to try to get this page to a big level. And with everybody's help that have joined the page, we're going to make this thing big and wide. We're going to have a good time doing it. Talk a lot of shit, see every square inch of this country that we can see. Because like I tell everybody, this really ain't a job. To me, this ain't nothing but a paid vacation. It's a paid vacation, and I get to see the entire country from behind this seat. This is a very beautiful country. Oh, mercy. Try to get on up around this dude before he cuts over in front of me. We can't outrun him, but we ain't gonna go crazy and etc. No, Johnny, I'm in West Texas right now. I'm on I-20. Just left Pecos. Fixing to be in Odessa. We're going to be in Odessa, then we got Big Springs, Midland, Abilene, all that. We're about 5 hours west of Dallas-Fort Worth right now. We are clicking through the heart the oil heart of Texas. This ain't nothing but oil field city out here. Ooh, the fun of it all. Yeah, we made it out of New Mexico yesterday. Parked up at the Loves in Anthony, Texas. Right there at the state line. So we was just barely in the edge of Texas. It was too late in the afternoon to deal with El Paso on a Friday afternoon. We didn't have the hours on our clock to deal with that kind of traffic. So we cut our day short. Got up about 2 or 3 o'clock this morning, got rolling, and which was a smart thing to do because we smoked through El Paso like shit through a goose. How you doing, T? And Chris? Good to see you. Welcome to West Texas. Don't look much different than Arizona and New Mexico. Pretty much no trees and desert. Come on, dude. You can't keep that damn truck in the right lane? Getting all up on the damn line and shit. You need to get your ass off a tender and drive your truck. Make no damn sense. Up there doing too much in that cab for what it is. I'm looking at him in his mirror. He's trying to eat a hot pocket going down the road. Okay, T. Lay one on me and I'll see what I can do with it. I see you said you're still in school for your CDL. If I got an answer, I'll give you the best answer I can give you. If I'm not sure about it, I'll be straight up with you. You can hit me with a question. How far back you talking about on space cushion? Well, if you're setting up a space cushion hauling a heavy load, well, I would say give yourself, if you're super heavy, I would back off to at least a minimum of a truck length distance. So most of your big rigs are 73 feet from nose to tail. So running with a heavy load, I'd keep about 100 feet. 100 to 200 feet minimum. You can spread it out a little bit further than that. Stay 300 to 500 feet back. But at least 100 feet minimum. If you're running oversized equipment, whatever, I'd keep it 200 to 300 feet minimum away from everybody. But, you know, the little textbooks in the schools and a lot of the companies that you work for out here, they have their safety policies on following distance. And the more experience you gain, you know the gray areas that you can play in with those policies. Because a lot of companies set a policy. They have a policy for safety to set a certain following distance. Me, I try to keep enough physical space going down the road at all possible, and you're not going to be able to keep it, give or take the traffic situation. Because these idiots out here, just like this gap we got right now between us and that truck, there could be 40 idiots come up the side of us in the hammer lane, and all of them jump straight in front of me, cut me off, and take up the whole spot and tailgate each other. And in them situations, you have to back yourself off to get off of them in order not to run over their ass if you have to hit the brakes. If they hit the brakes. It's basically common sense, T. Common sense. You got to look at it, and if it looks unsafe in your mind, you don't do it. Even if a dispatcher tells you you're going to do it or else, you look at him and tell him, it's a safety concern for me, I'm not doing it. And to cover your ass, whatever type of e-log they're doing, you go on there, 90% of them have a free-form message. You type up a free-form message telling everybody within the company, because safety's going to see it, the company reps are going to see it, the dispatcher that told you that bullshit is going to see it, and you tell them, I do not feel safe doing such and such acts, I am shutting the truck down. And once you do that, they cannot do a damn thing to you, because you have now made it a safety issue that is known to everybody in the company, including safety. How you doing, John? Well, congratulations to you and welcome to the trucking industry. And maybe once you get rolling, we may run into each other out there. Well, that's awesome, John. Good to hear. We're having a beautiful sunshine, blue sky, fantabulous morning. But I'm going to tell you, T, I've been out here for 12 years. I'm over 1 million, almost 1.5 million miles. I still don't know everything, but what I do know, I don't have a problem with sharing with nobody. It is not top secret, it's not job security. All righty, Southwestern, good to see you from the UK, brother. Welcome to Trucking with Uncle Jeff in Texas. And we are in the heart of wing nuts and wackadoodles on the Texas highway. That is a guarantee. Because half these folks out here on the highway today in the United States, if they had any common sense, they'd be dangerous. Yes, indeed. But this is West Texas, y'all. One of the biggest oil fields in Texas is right through here. We're coming into Odessa, Texas. This is Black Gold Central. Old Texas tea. Earl, that is. And yeah, I stole that from the Beverly Hillbillies. Subi. But we were grateful to get our fuel filter changed out. No more restrictions. Little Red is back. Getting back. She's running like she should have been running to start with. She ain't acting like she's starving to death. Oh. Somebody blew a tire. That may or may not be him. We'll see if he's got a flat. Yeah. He's the one lost his tire there on the bridge. We got a few hours to go before we get over here to where we're parking at. We are headed to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're going to run a little bit south of Fort Worth, down towards Selburne, Texas, to a little town called Burleson. That's where our delivery will be at in the morning. But we're going to try to get ourselves within a couple hours of it, so we'll be able to get a good 3 to 4 hour live in today here on the Texas highways. And pray that the CMB station's not open today. We don't feel like having to be showing off for DOT today in Texas, but they are bad about popping up and pulling all of us off the road. And I can tell y'all something, you don't blow by these Texas checkpoints. If that yellow light's flashing and they telling you to go in, you best carry your ass in there. If you don't, they got state troopers down that highway waiting on your ass. And they got a watch out up here at this damn place. Top of it. I kick quite a few folks off when it does that shit, and it really irritates. But we can't control the internet service. How you doing, Mohammed? Good to see you. Tim, good to see you. I'm doing pretty good, Tim. How about yourself? We out here on I-20 East, picking it up and putting it down. We were at the shop at Pecos for about 2 hours. We spent about an hour waiting. It took about an hour to get our filter change done. So, doing pretty good, Sherman. How about yourself? Glad to see everybody today. We're going to get us 2 or 3 hours or more in. I started the live up a little bit late, but I have been in the shop getting filter changes on the truck. So we got our fuel system straightened back out. We're getting better fuel mileage now, etc., etc. And we got to slow down for the construction zones here in Odessa. Go figure. Yeah, we were passing. He was just going to keep his speed. Coming into a construction zone, he was just going to run through it doing 70. We are going to speed up a little bit so I can get out of this damn hammer lane and get ahead of this dude real quick. Then we're going to back out to the construction speed. I don't speed through these construction zones. They've already finished this up right here. Oh, being her normal self. She's being an old lounge hound in the bed back there right now. She's done unmade my bed, piled up the blanket and the pillows the way she wants. So she's back there laying on all my pillows, drilling on everything. Being my lovable little sidekick, that's all. I put some reels up today of her terrorizing me at the truck stop. She is a mess. When she wants to play, she don't want to accept no for an answer. If I ignore her, she'll bite me on the leg or some shit. Reach down there and nip me with them damn teeth. She's a mess. Love her to death, but they just some days I ain't in the mood to play. But she ain't nothing but a big loving lounge hound. That's all she is. I asked the boy in the shop, I said, do you need me to take my dog out of the truck? He said, does she bite? I said, well, she is a dog, but I ain't never seen her bite nobody. I said, man, she probably lick you to death. Okay, she good. She was mad at me. I shot video of her throwing a fit in that truck. Boy, she was giving me some bad words out of her mouth. Yeah, wife said it was raining at the house, so I don't know where we're heading after this. I sent them a message this morning telling them I needed a load picking up either Sunday or Monday, delivered Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I need a load going to Mississippi, picking up Tuesday or Wednesday and delivering Thursday or Friday. I don't know how to take it. Nobody answered me back. We're going to see how it goes. try to get 2 more loads in before I take my 4th of July break. Hopefully. Ooh, yes indeed. Just enjoying the ride today, and gratefully it ain't a whole lot of traffic. This is very light traffic for I-20 here in Texas. Very light. It's usually bumper to bumper in the left lane trying to run over each other. Alrighty, we out of construction zone. The joy of it all. We are almost out of Odessa. We're about 300 miles from the edge of Dallas, Fort Worth. So we're gonna at least try to knock a good bit of that out today. We're gonna try to get as close as we can and be able to have somewhere to park. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people are parked up for the weekends. Hopefully the planners find us something for Sunday or Monday morning. I'd prefer to pick back up Sunday and get moving somewhere else. Get another good mileage load in and then get a little short run to get us back down to Mississippi. I put my break in for Thursday, but if we can make it in Thursday night, Friday morning, we'll be happy with that. My truck, this is a 2023. She ain't but 2 years old. She ain't got but 330,000 miles on her. She's still brand new. How you doing? Right, I don't want to mispronounce your name, but Yeah, yeah. That's it. We did we had a blue KW, 2022 KW, T680, and it was in the shop. And when my trucks are in the shop, I'll do repo work on the side for the lease company with Western Flyer, the people I'm buying the truck from. I'll do repo work for them. They pay me for it. And I'll go recover trucks. So while my chem work was in the shop, I repoed a Freightliner and a black 389 like this one. Brought them back to Oklahoma City. Went back to get my truck out of the shop, and I made about 70 miles and it broke down again. Same problem. Peterbilt didn't fix it. So I had to tow it and have it towed back to Peterbilt. So they sent me back down to Phoenix for Flagstaff where I was broke down. I repoed another Freightliner from a guy's house who was voluntarily surrendering the truck. He gave me the key and I brought it back. And when I got back, the guy in the lease office asked me if I felt like going and getting another Peterbilt for him. Because to get this truck over here, to buy a 389 or a W900 from the lease company, you have to meet qualifications. You've got to have a good driving record, good CSA scores, and most of all, plenty of experience. They won't just let anybody come in the door and jump in a 389 or a W900. These trucks are a lot harder to handle backing up than the rest of the trucks out here on the road. And if you don't know how to drive them, then you ain't got no business being in one. Not starting out. So they sent me back out to Kingsman, Arizona to the IWX yard. Damn, there's a barrel in the road. Nothing new. So the guy left the truck on the IWX yard. I came out there, repoed it. I was on the list to get a 389. And the lady told me in the office that once I got to the truck, looked it over, if I liked it, I could trade my KW in and step into this 389, so I did that. I swapped that KW out because KW it had 400-something thousand miles on it, but it was still too soon for it to have the problems that it was having. And I'm not gonna nursemaid a death system on these trucks. If it starts giving me trouble, if they ain't gonna replace it, the whole system, then I'm not gonna keep buying it. I'll move on and start over. Oh, gotta love these K-Rail construction zones. But thank God they working and fixing the highway. This highway through Odessa, Midland, Big Springs, and Sweetwater was a freaking pothole nightmare. Okay, dude. That's cool, Lee. How's everything over there in England? Hey, I ain't got no biggity bones with nobody. I treat everybody the way they treat me. If I give respect, I give respect. If I get disrespected, I show everybody how big of a hemorrhoid I can be. But I appreciate you tuning in, Lee. If you ain't never been to the United States, you can always come here and see every part of the country with no trouble. Because I go all over the place in the United States. Some skateboard lost his damn ratchet binder back there. I almost got it. That son of a bitch was right on that yellow line. That wouldn't have been good on the tires. And whoever laid this alternate road here for the construction, they ought to be knocked in the head because they didn't do a job worth of shit. This son of a bitch is rougher than the highway they're redoing. Yeah, Lee, I worked in the oil field, spent a little time over there in the North Sea. Had a good time in England, Paris, and all that. Me and some buddies got off instead of coming back to the United States. We took our 30-day break and we hopped on the trains and rode around Europe for a while. Had a good time doing it too. Something new. Got to see a lot of nice places. Did some hellacious partying too, boy. We enjoyed ourselves. I think the last country we went to before we came back to work was Holland. We went to Amsterdam. Had a good time there. I'll be glad when we get out of this construction. This shit is an uphold mess. And half these fools over here don't know how to drive in it. They either do it 90 miles an hour or 25 miles an hour. And everybody else is stuck in the middle between the jokers and the clowns. Just like the herd coming up behind me trying to do 70 through here. Don't make no sense to drive like a damn idiot through here. They do it in cars and in big trucks. Speed limit's 55. Y'all want to take a guess at old Peterbilt super trucker there? He's probably doing about 70. We're doing pretty close to between 55, 58 miles an hour, and he's steadily walking away from us. That's what I refer to the crackheads on wheels. No good goddamn common sense whatsoever. It's dangerous on these highways, and driving stupid makes it even worse. They had a lady the last 24, 48 hours had a mental meltdown on the highway and on I-45 between Dallas and Houston. And she rear-ended a truck in her SUV, got out of her SUV with a gun in her hand in a lawn chair and sat down in the middle of the road. And they had a 4-hour standoff with this lady who was in some serious mental health issues going on within her mind. She really needed professional help. I'm grateful that 4-hour standoff ended in a great way. She surrendered herself to the law enforcement without anybody firing a shot. Nobody was injured. Nobody was killed, thank God. And I hope that lady, I wish her all the best. And I hope she gets the help she needs, because life is too precious to think that you need to throw it away on that level. It's too precious. I was so happy to see that standoff ended the way it did without her ending up being killed by law enforcement. We have enough of that going on around the world as it is. We don't need no more of it. We have too much of it going on in this country. And it ain't because of firearms. I've owned guns all my life. None of my guns have killed anybody. Why? Because I ain't picked them up and shot nobody with them. Everybody ridicules the owning of firearms and this, that, and the other, but that's a crock of shit. There's too many mentally ill people out here in this damn world. That's the problem. So, as soon as people get through their heads that guns don't kill people, people kill people. And it takes a seriously twisted, mentally ill, or disturbed person to just go out randomly and take somebody's life. Period. End of story. Now, I ain't gonna say in my lifetime there ain't been a dozen or so more motherfuckers that I wanted to shoot, but I didn't shoot them. I could have, but I held myself. I used good common sense. I used common sense to the level to know that I did not want to sit in jail. Jail is not for me. The only way you're going to put me in prison, you're going to have to, in which case you ain't going to put me in prison. You're going to have to kill me. You ain't going to get me in there willingly. But on the smart foot, I'm not going to do myself to get put in a situation to go there. Too much hate, too much bullshit in this world. Got a lot of people out here, they can't drive down the road without trying to kill somebody with a car. So we're gonna ban shit because of folks killing each other with it. And we got to ban every damn thing that we use every day. Because if somebody's going to kill somebody else, they're going to find a way to do it. Some things are quicker than others. How you doing, Travis? How's it going up in Missouri? Y'all getting bad weather, or is it nice up there? Because I'm right down below you, almost to Dallas-Fort Worth. Well, that sucks. I hate that. But I did go back through the page, Trevor, and a lot of y'all, and got all the lives that we've already done. They are published and they should show up on the channel, where if any of y'all that was not included in any of the lives wants to watch any of the previous lives, they have been made available to the public. I didn't know about certain set points on it. Whenever I started doing the lives, I assumed it was automatically going public, but it wasn't. But I have such said corrected that this morning. So, hopefully folks that have joined the page will notice that and be able to go in there and watch different sets of lives if they enjoy that. And I'm putting short reels up, little video shorts. Some of them are longer than others, but they are video shorts. I usually shoot them throughout the course of the day as well as going live. But I'm still trying to catch the video shorts up on the YouTube page. I fell a little behind with some technical difficulties with my page that I had to get corrected where I could post up like I was. So we got a little behind, but we are catching up. Feel free if you come in, sit in on the live, to like, share, and subscribe to the page. We will be live every day. Every day. At any point in time you do not see me on live, go to the channel, look in the post, and if I make a public post in there stating that I'm taking the day off to do other things, that'll be a way of finding out if we're going to be live or not. If I don't post that I'm not going to be live, it will be live at some point in time in the day. Make sure that you click on your notifications, your notification bell on your pages if you're following, so it will notify you when we go live. Should be in the upper right hand corner of your page. And now it's time for a public service announcement here in the United States. For any of y'all that know teetotally for a fact that some people that you know are total idiots, shouldn't be behind the wheel because they drive stupid, wackadoodle nuts, please feel free to carry them to the local emergency room. Do the general public a favor, have that idiot spaded and neutered so we do not breed any more of these morons into existence, please. Please do your part. Get your local idiots spaded and neutered so they cannot reproduce. Now back to the channel. boy. Yeah, well, you know, Sherman, I'm going to do my public service announcement here and there. We want to make sure everybody's doing their part. Let everybody know it ain't just your pets and animals. The idiots are included in that. Why should everybody's pets be subjugated to being spaded and neutered when half of your pets out here are smarter than some of these people on the planet? Ooh, but we are in Midland, Texas, though. Clicking along, singing our song. We'll be in Big Springs, Texas. And some of you may remember an older movie. It was made from Louis L'Amour's books, Western books, called The Shadow Riders. Had Tom Selleck, Sam Elliott, Ben Johnson, bunch of big actors in it. Took place after the Civil War, about the Sackett family from Big Springs, Texas. Very good movie. I love that movie. It's a very good movie. Ben Johnson played their Uncle Jack. They had to go down to Mexico and rescue their camp folks and some other folks from some renegade Confederate soldiers and kidnapped them. Now, Swifty, you think you could have got you some bigger lug nuts covers? Your damn lug nut covers are longer than your IQ. You a contractor? Oh, that ain't even a Swift truck. That's a Turbine Suburban pulling a Swift trailer. Since we got our fuel filter changed out, we hold it 8 miles to the gallon today. We're getting some awesome fuel mileage today. I throw the extra 40 gallons in here just in case and top the reaper off. And I hope, pray, these cod knockers get us a load out today, tomorrow or Monday. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll have hours to burn. I don't want to drive a couple of hours and then go park and have to sit overnight. I would like to be able to drop this load and grab another load. Now you're going to speed up. That's all I got for you, Contact. Could have been driving like that instead of up there playing with your pecker. Sexting him with your camera. He up there playing on his phone and he realized somebody was fixing to pass him. He's going to speed up and take off. I've got no respect for dickheads like that. If you cannot multitask in this truck, pay attention and drive that truck and keep the speed limit, you need to go park it. Everything I do in this truck, including this page, is all hands-free. Hands-free requires your ability to reach your phone and press one button to either accept a call, make a call, or start a video. My phone is within DOT specifications of hands-free. And I got my headset linked to my phone, so I have a microphone. Oh, we watch out for motorcycles there, Kurt. I'm a bike rider myself. I pay real close attention to my boys on their two wheels and my ladies. I had an 09 1100 Roadstar, all tricked out, black on black, chromed out, high back sissy seat and saddlebags. She got 2,200 miles on her, and she's a 2009, 2,200 miles. I bought her in August of 2020. 0 miles, sitting on the showroom floor. One and only original owner. When I get to ride, I've only put 2,200 miles since 2020 on it. So I've only had 2,200 miles of wind there. But that's what I tell my wife when I do go ride. I'm going to go get me some wind therapy. I'll be back in a little while. Oh, absolutely. I grew up around trucking, Kurt. I'm basically second generation. Took me a little while to get started in it, but if I'd have listened to my uncles and a bunch of my family members, I'd already been in it for 20 plus years. I'd probably be about ready to retire. Yeah, this is one of the better decisions I think I've made. I ain't got to worry about anybody telling me that I'm too qualified for a job. This is one job that I can be overly qualified for, and I can get hired to run freight or get a contract through somebody to run freight for one phone call. One phone call, one background check. Three years ago, I called up Western Flyer to buy a truck from them. Signed the contract to run freight while I'm buying the truck from them. And I walked in the door at the highest pay to take it off. I have 31 years, Travis. Yes, sir. You're like my uncle. I think my uncle was over 3 million. It was over 3 million whenever he had to give it up. I think he was really over about 4, maybe close to 5. He had something like maybe 40, maybe 50 years in. Started when he was 18. Drove up till he lost his eyesight somewhere in the early 2000s. I know he had over 3 million plus, no accidents, no tickets. I've got 1 million over 300,000, no accident, no tickets. In my short time out here. I've been out here 12 years, and I drove company 2 years, and I've been an independent contractor and owner for 10 years. I'm doing pretty good, Robert. How about yourself? Well, I'm glad you took a moment out of your busy day to come hang out with us. We're in Stanton, Texas right now. We're about 20 miles from Big Springs on I-20. They had a big old wreck on the westbound side right there in Pecos. 2 Visa drivers rear-ended each other, probably because they were tailgating one another. But one of them run over the other one. They had to divert traffic off at the truck stop at the 42 to take the back roads to get around it. Well, I hate that you had the heart attack there, Travis. That's the biggest downfall out here running these trucks. Letting your health get away from you. My uncle, he let his health get away from him with his diabetes and shit. He went blind, lost his CDL. And not far behind that, he had to have a pacemaker put in, and a few years after that, that was the only thing keeping him alive. But it happens to a lot of drivers out here. Their health gets away from them. You got to be real careful and take care of yourself out here. Because it don't take much to get yourself out of shape and in a bad way. I've seen a lot of younger fellas get that way real quick. And I hate it for anybody. When you get trucking in your blood, and I know you had it in yours, you did it 31 years. You get this in your blood, it's hard to walk away from, and it's hard to accept you can't do it no more. I heard that, Robert. But I'm glad to come back each day. I really am, because y'all help make the page. If I didn't have y'all tuning in and riding, we wouldn't have much of a page. I'm hoping not to have any disruptions in the service today. Being out in these damn deserts, damn internet and cell service sucks. Yeah, Travis, that bull ride, yeah. I ain't never done it, but I can only imagine. Them bull haulers be rolling. I did dedicated for about 6 years. 2 years company, 4 years as an independent. And I've been running over OTR for about 6 years, but the 4 years that I was running on that dedicated, I ran between dedicated and over the road. So I had a little bit of experience for 4 years over the road. So might as well say in the last 10 years, I've had experience at both ends. When the dedicated freight was slow, they would keep the company drivers over there running the dedicated. People like me who was independent, they would give us over the road loads to run until the freight picked back up. That way we was at least making money. I didn't mind it. I liked getting a break from that shit for a little bit. That damn Dollar Tree dedicated is a son of a bitch if you ain't never done it. Kept me in shape though. How you doing, Frank? Good to see you. Welcome to Stanton, Texas. Get on around Old Dominion in the wobble wagons. I don't like staying up beside these dudes no longer than I have to. Yeah, I actually broke down today while I was getting the fuel filters changed out. Me and the wife were doing stuff to the channel, to the YouTube channel here, trying to get things straightened out like they're supposed to be. And I actually sat down and watched a little bit of one of my lives. That's the first time I've ever rewatched one of my lives between Facebook and YouTube. I'm gonna tell you, Robert, that what made it worse was Family Dollar and Dollar Tree. They became one company because Dollar Tree bought Family Dollar out. Dealing with some egotistical managers at them stores is just, that stress a driver does not need. Oh, cool there, Johnny. Apparently you know this, the little area of Odessa pretty well then. I got a cousin living up here somewhere. He's running cranes, setting up in windmills. I hadn't seen him in a long time. Yeah, I did whenever Dollar Tree. Here was the deal, Robert. Family Dollar was in bankruptcy. They was fixing to go under. Dollar General was going to buy Family Dollar out. And a guy who used to work in corporate for Family Dollar had migrated over. He had left the company, got fired, whatever the case may be. He had went over to Dollar Tree shortly after all that. So he got hired into Dollar Tree corporate. And he dropped a bug in Dollar Tree corporate's ears. So Dollar Tree corporate went in there and outbidded Dollar General, taking over Family Dollar. And Dollar General eventually filed a lawsuit. I don't know if it was dismissed or what went on with that. against Dollar Tree over that inside information. The Dollar Tree took it over, and they told all the Family Dollars out there that they were they closed $800 Family Dollars down after the buyout and turned them into Dollar Trees. Some of them they turned into Dollar Tree, some of them they turned into Family Dollar / Dollar Tree. And when they did that, they turned the Dollar Tree dedicated at the warehouses into a surrealistic nightmare. Just like up in Olive Branch, Mississippi, they shut down the Family Dollar distribution at one point in time, but they had lost all their upper management at that Dollar Tree distribution there in Olive Branch to a brand new Target distribution center that was offering more money right there within South Haven and Olive Branch. So they bring everybody from the Family Dollar distribution center over there to run the Dollar Tree distribution. And when they did that, that Dollar Tree distribution went to utter dog shit. Them morons couldn't manage their way out of a paper sack. If you tore a hole in it, you showed them the way out. It got to the point, and this is why I pulled my trucks out of Dollar Tree in 2020. They were taking 30 and 40 hours to get the trailers loaded. My trucks were sitting for 30 and 40 hours, 2 or 3 times, back to back to back. Getting 2 or 3, 34-hour restarts a week. And I couldn't afford that. So I had to pull out of there and get away from it. And I still got a buddy who's running company over there in Olive Branch and Dollar Tree. And it ain't changed. He's still crying about the same shit and the reasons why I left. Half the time I won't even take his phone call because I don't want to hear him crying about it. Especially when I give him 2 or 3 dozen damn driving jobs that paid more money with less stress and less bullshit, and he wouldn't go jump on it. He wants to keep in his mind that he's the savior of Dollar Tree freight. Dollar Tree stores cannot operate unless he's running the freight. Because he's the only driver up there that can get it there no matter what. Oh, Frank, you all good, buddy. Hell, listen to my English. My country knees are so strong sometimes people can't even understand what I'm saying. We're about 120 miles west of Abilene. Once we get up past Abilene, we're going to start hunting a place to park. We get down to at least an hour and a half, 2 hours away, I'm going to park it up. I'll just get up extra early in the morning to beat the morning traffic in Dallas. I am surprised that here on Saturday that the traffic ain't 6 times worse than what it is. It's actually pretty moderate today, which is unusual. Well, yeah, Sherman, I can relate to people in Arkansas, Carolinas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. I love going out to the Midwest because the ladies out there always tell me, oh man, I love your accent. It is so cool. I said, what accent? Y'all the only ones talking funny around here. Where I'm from, everybody talk like this. I just like when I tell them folks in the subway I want me a rotisserie chicken sandwich. Lady looked at me and said, you mean sandwich? I said, no, it's a sandwich. I said, I've been calling it sandwich for 40 years, lady. You ain't gonna change me now. Well, hey, it feels good to be understood, Travis. I can go to a drive-thru and order one fucking hamburger, and then they'll repeat it back to me, and my one hamburger turns into 4. And I'm trying to figure out how you get 4 out of 1. I don't understand. Well, I'll fuck with them. I'll spell it out for them. 1, O-N-E, 1, uno. No dos, no tres, no cuatros. Uno. Well, the little folks in there taking the order get offended. Can't help you can't understand English. Just like I went into a damn Burger King over in Slidell, Louisiana one time. And I'm standing at the counter. And this is just how dumb some of these children are in the world. I told him I wanted a double Whopper with cheese. Regular old hamburger, just a double Whopper and cheese. Well, apparently me saying it the way I said it, he got me a Whopper with cheese. Didn't have no mayonnaise, no nothing on it, no lettuce, no tomatoes, no nothing. Just 2 pieces of meat, the cheese, and 2 buns. That boy better be grateful that I was tired and I'd already walked all the way back to my truck behind that delivery at Dollar Tree and didn't want to walk all the way back around the building. Because I probably would have threw that fucking hamburger right in his face. Ooh boy, fun of it all. Good old Texas. I don't mind coming to Texas. I just don't like going to Dallas, Houston, Austin or San Antonio or Laredo. Those big towns, I don't mind riding through Texas. I just don't like going through the big cities. Every one of their big towns has got too many retards that have driver's licenses and should not be behind the wheel. Well, here's Big Springs. Yes, sir. It has been a pretty day, though. Even though we started at about 3 or 4 o'clock this morning, it's been a pretty day. We ain't had too bad of traffic. We had to do that little 2-hour layover and get the fuel filter changed out on this truck, but that was something that's been needed to be done for a month. But nobody in the OKC office done their job and notified us of it. Little Red's happy she's getting fuel now. She's getting 7 to 8 miles to the gallon now, like she should be. Ain't no stuttering and missing in the engine. I'm glad of that. I went up one big steep grade this morning, coming out of El Paso, and I'm gonna tell you what, poor little Red, she was struggling. Wasn't getting enough fuel. A little bit of it all. Paperwork ain't so bad. The rules and regulations are a pain in the ass. Traffic, road conditions, weather, all that is a major pain in the ass. We plan these trips out, okay, say like right now, I'm, say 4 hours away from my delivery. With the weather issues, traffic issues, road conditions, all of that, I turn that 4-hour ride into a 6-hour ride, possibly an 8. So, paperwork's alright. It does become a pain in the ass when you get DOT, having to get all that paperwork turned in. But they pretty much got the paperwork simplified nowadays. We We got an app on our phone. Instead of having to stop at the truck stop, scan it in through a truck stop that had that capabilities. We can take pictures of it, send it through on our phone. A lot of the older drivers of y'all that are on here had to stop at the truck stops and mail in their paperwork. Some of the followers on here were trucking before they had all that high-tech shit to scan it in. Before fax machines and emails and all that. So paperwork's been really simplified, pretty easy. Once you take them pictures and send it in, it'll let you know if it went through or not. If it didn't go through, then you got a little bit of aggravation having to rescan it, but that's very seldom. But everything on the highway is a pain in the ass factor, and then the FMCA is an even major pain in the ass with all the restrictions that they put on us out here. Some of them I can understand. Hours of service, yes, I fully agree with hours of service. There should not be nobody out here driving from the East Coast to the West Coast in a day and a half. That's dangerous. 8 to 10 hours behind the wheel of this truck is enough to wear you out, mentally and physically. Anything over that, this is how people get killed. So, there's a lot of pros and cons with the FMCA rules and regulations. Some of it don't make sense. Just like a DOT officer can write you a violation for an unmade bed. Your bed ain't got nothing to do with the operation of that truck. I can understand having too much clutter in your floorboard, things rolling around, getting under your feet, interfering with the pedals. Good housekeeping is a must, but making a bed part is the dumbest shit on the planet. Not a lot of your DOT officers really enforce that. I've had them all in my truck. My dog has messed my bed up. And I just tell them, when you convince her of that rule and get her to stop doing that, then my bed will stay made. But until then, I can't help you. One thing I do disagree big time with the FMCA is the talk of them governing all trucks to one speed. That is the stupidest, idiotic thing to do. You put all these trucks on the road at one speed, going any direction, nobody will be able to get off at the exits without cutting the truck off and causing a wreck. Because they're all going to be running nose and tail, just like a convoy, which is illegal. So you're trying to pass a governing law to govern the trucks all to 65 miles an hour, let's say. So you're going to get all these trucks out here running 67 miles an hour, all of them nose to tail, point A to point B, and nobody will have a gap as big as we got right now to get off at an exit. Because we're all going to be in the right lane blocking the exits. That's why that law in Indiana is the most retarded damn thing on the planet. Same as California. That law causes more accidents than it prevents. And that's fact. And I've got thousands of hours of video footage and lives on my Facebook page that will substantiate that fact. Many times of being in California and Indiana and getting cut off right at an exit by a dicklick coming from the left lane. Why? Because all the trucks was in the right lane doing 55 or 65. The people who are coming up with these rules and sanctions, the vast majority of them have no idea what it's like to drive a truck. And I will take my hat off to one lady up there that's running a department at FMCA. A congressman up there in Washington, D.C. told her just what I said. Because he was a truck, he used to drive trucks. He's a congressman now. When this lady got out of that Senate hearing, that Congress hearing that she was attending about the trucking industry, she took 21 days off from her FMCA job and went to a truck driving school and got her a CDL so she could find out firsthand what it's like being in a truck on the highway hauling freight to aid her in her job. So that gives me a whole new respect for that lady, period. She might actually turn out to be a game changer in the Federal Motor Carriers Commission. And I hope so, because up until that point that she done that, everything that come out of her mouth about changing this and doing that was irrelevant, because she had no idea what her rules that she was talking about were going to do to the trucking industry out here. How big of a nightmare it would become because she was unaware of what goes on. And I wish I could remember her name. But I got a little bit of respect in my heart for her, for getting out there and learning something before you start trying to dictate what we should be or should not be doing. Know the do's and don'ts on the for real. Oh boy. I'm grateful for a good day. And it has been a good day so far. It's almost 2 o'clock. We ain't but 3.5 hours away from where we're going. We should finish up at a decent hour. Had me a good supper last night. I had barbecued chicken and baked beans. Man, them dudes, that was good. I wish I'd have had me some more taters, but I'm all out of taters and I ain't made a grocery run in a little minute. Still got plenty of canned goods. I done eat a whole 5-pound sack of potatoes this month by myself. One of my nieces on Facebook told me how to fix my potatoes in the microwave. And then I come up with me a little seasoning trick for them while I cook them. And it turned into a fantastic setup. My next attempt is going to be trying to figure out a way to make cornbread, whether it's Jiffy mixed cornbread or not. Make cornbread in my glass top skillet. I think I can make it. But I'm going to take my skillet home with me one weekend and do some test runs on it. Get some cooking guidance from my beautiful young wife, because she is a fantastic cook. Another reason why I don't stay home a lot. If I stayed at home all the time with my wife, I'd weigh 600 pounds. I love it when that woman cooks. Man. Especially when it comes down to Louisiana gumbo. There's only 4 people alive on this planet who can fix gumbo and out eat it. That is my wife, my aunties, my sister, and a couple of my cousins. There's about 5 or 6 maybe. Because Louisiana gumbo is not just something that anybody can cook. Louisiana gumbo that is an art to making Louisiana gumbo. And not everybody can do it. Not everybody that tries to do it ends up with gumbo. They end up with a soup. Today my tech support for my social media channels give me a task to complete. I'm in Texas. Buddy. I'm about 17 miles from Colorado City, Texas. I'm just west of Colorado City, about 83 miles west of Abilene on I-20. There goes all the overseas container freight containers that everybody raised hell about, that tariffs was gonna stop. And since January, I ain't seen a train out here that was empty. That boy there is loaded down. Got 2 engines on the ass, 2 engines in the middle right here. I wonder how many's up front. Look like quite a few. About 1.5 miles, 2 miles worth of containers being transported. little bit of everybody, but that old Union Pacific Railroad. No telling who owns them now. We passed one just as long, and it might be the same one I passed yesterday over there in New Mexico. Sure looks like it. That dude has like 9 or 10 engines pulling his load. He's pulling the hill right now, so we'll catch up to him here in a minute. Yeah, them trains haul a lot of freight, but there's still one factor that a lot of people forget. Once them trains bring that freight into town, they still got to take it off the train and put it on a truck to get it where it's going. So without trucks, this country does not move. Actuality, the federal government ain't running this damn country. Truck drivers out here are running this country because we can stop this country dead in its tracks in one move. All it would take with every truck in America shutting down for one whole day. One 24-hour day. And I'm gonna tell you what, it would cripple this country so bad that it wouldn't recover. But trucks ain't gonna do that because the truck drivers out here have families too that are depending on them to get this freight to where it needs to be. So everybody can take advantage of the luxury life that they want to live. Understand that language, Frank. I'm sorry. Sounds like German. Yeah, that's the train I seen yesterday in New Mexico that was waiting to get down the line. He finally got moving. That caught up to me. He got about 8 or 9 freight trains pulling that load of containers. So you know that's a load of containers. And I know it's the only reason why I know it's the same one I seen in New Mexico is because of that 4 cars up there, that 4 car hauler cars that he's had behind the engine. pretty good though. He's probably doing about 60 to 65. I'm doing 70. I'm slowly catching it. Yeah, we got 9 engines hooked to that train. 5 up front, 2 in the middle, and 2 in the back. For the life of me, I can't never understand why these people get hit by trains at train crossings. It ain't like the damn thing can swerve over and catch you. That just proves my point of how many idiots are out here with driver's license. Stay in your lane, stupid. Fucking dumbass hotshot driver. Never fails, as wide as these lanes are. Some of these numbnuts cannot. And I mean, you look at that pickup. Look at how much room they got on each side. Why are you coming over on that dotted line when somebody's passing you is beyond me. See that Bray Miller truck in front of us. He's doing like we doing. Trying to stay to the middle and close to that solid line on the right side. That way, if any of these dingleberries that cannot keep them little bitty cars in their lane will not hit us and give the extra 2 feet on the side of us. Oh, he got him a big bird mobile. Big yellow KW. T680. That might be a Peterbilt. Yeah, that's a Peterbilt. My bad. Those 579s and them T680 Kenworths pretty much look about the same. But of course, they're put out by Packard. Packard owns Peterbilt and Kenworth. So the giveaway between the Kenworth T680 and the 579 Peterbilt, 2 giveaways. windows on the sleeper and the side boxes on the sleeper is a basic giveaway. But inside and out, they pretty much look close to the same. Hell, Packer, I can't remember when they acquired Peterbilt, but I know they acquired Kenworth back in the 50s. And I want to say they had Peterbilt before they had Kenworth. I'm going to see why I'm up in Mississippi if I can get my hands on a pressure washer. And I'm going to give a little red a bath while I'm at home myself. And I do believe in my shed up there at my other house, I got some chrome polish. I should be able to, if I can get my hands on that pressure washer, that'll make things a whole lot quicker. Get her cleaned up, shined up, ready to hit the road whenever we roll out that Monday. Well, there's the big town of Colorado City. There ain't a whole lot to look at out here in West Texas. It's basically, if you've seen Arizona and New Mexico, you've seen West Texas. It all looks about the same. see me coming over, Codsack, you should have slowed your ass down. Oh, mercy. This is gonna be a laid back day. Tomorrow gonna probably be a different story. Like I said though, hopefully they get us a load book sent to us